Unit 4, Moral World.
Lesson 14. Anansi in a Fix. Read the lesson. This is the story of greedy Anansi, who wanted to go in the feast that was in the upper village as well as the lower village on the same day at the same time. He thought a trick to fulfill his desire. He took help of his sons and puffed out like a balloon. The sad truth was, greedy Anansi had turned into a spider. In olden days, there were two villages in Africa, upper village and the lower village. Old Anansi did not know to which one he belonged. He would run one village to other, hoping that he would get something. He ate their food, joined in their songs and dances and merrymaking, and had fun. He was the trickster. That was the way Anansi was. One day, there was a feast in the upper village as well as the lower village on the same day. That put poor Anansi in a fix. He wanted to go to both feasts. I can't be in two places at the same time. It's true, too bad. He thought and brooded and brooded. He called out to his sons, Intikuma and Kwekutsin. They came running. Yes, father, they said. Did you call? Listen, said Anansi, I have a problem, and he told about it. The sons listened patiently. Then they tried to tell him that it was impossible to be in two places at the same time. But would Anansi listen? No, not he. He wanted to be at the both feasts. Suddenly he said, I know, I have an idea. I will go to the place where the food is served first. After I have eaten there, I will go to the other place. Aren't I clever? But how will you know where the food is served first, father? Asked both the boys. You wait and see. Anansi answered with a sly wink. Just wait and see. The boys looked at each other and shook their head doubtfully. Addressing each of the boys in a turn, Anansi said, Get me a long, strong rope, each of you. The boys got the ropes. Anansi tied one end of each rope around the middle of his body. Now, Intikuma, my son, he said, turning to look at him, take one end of the rope in your hand. Hold it tightly and run as fast as you can to the upper village. As soon as the feast starts, give the rope in your hand a good pull. I will come at once to eat the food. Anansi then gave the other end of the rope to his younger son, Kwekutsin, and told him to go to the lower village and give the rope a pull when the feast began. Intikuma and Kwekutsin agreed to do what their father had said. Both the boys started to run, holding the ends of their ropes in their hands. Intikuma to the upper village and Kwekutsin to the lower village. Now it happened that the villages at the same time when it began in the upper village, Intikuma gave the rope in his hand a pull. At the same time, Kwekutsin gave his end of the rope a pull. Both the boys pulled, but Anansi could not run either way, because as he pulled, the ropes tightened around the waist. The boys did not know about this. They pulled, and as they pulled, the ropes kept tightening and tightening. Hurry up, father, they shouted. If you don't, there will be no food left. But there was no sign of their father. They pulled and pulled until they were quite exhausted. The poor boys didn't stop pulling until the feasts came to an end. Then they rejected their steps to see what had happened and why their father had not come. A strange sight met their eyes. The tight ropes around Anansi's middle had squeezed him completely out of shape. The middle of his body, where the ropes had tightened, was thin as a reed, but above and below the waist, he had puffed out like a balloon. The sad truth was, greedy Anansi had turned into a spider.